Hello, and welcome to Subplay's Dysfunctional Systems, Episode 1, Learning to Manage Chaos. So I'm changing it up from Reciteer, and yeah, because that game kind of made me mad. So, we're playing this. This is a visual novel that was on Kickstarter, and then it was on Steam. And it's Episode 1. That's all I know. I don't usually play visual novels. So let's start this up. I like the music. It's good. Hi. Working families across Brighton are no doubt issuing a collective sigh of relief today as the legislation for a minimum wage increase of 50 cents passed in Parliament early this morning. Only 50 cents? Dang. This bill comes after public outcry that the majority of Brighton citizens are without enough income, too poor to make ends meet, after the recent increase in food prices. Well, how is 50 cents going to change that? The change brings minimum wage for workers working over 40 hours a week to $3.67 an hour, and workers working less to $3.20. Okay. Although welcomed by most, there has been stiff opposition towards the bill from foreign investors, primarily those from Major Gabrian companies such as Yujico and Norkli have warned that wage increases could hurt Brighton's economy, arguing that the new rates would force more layoffs as they cannot afford as many employees. President Barnaby, who has been supportive of the legislation since its inception, retorted that well-fed employees were more productive and reminded Yujico and Norkli representatives that employing a Brighton citizen was still over 16 times less expensive than employing a citizen of their home country. Stocks did, however, take a moderate tumble after the approval of the legislation. President Barnaby assured citizens that the drop should only be temporary and that the markets will begin to rise again after the initial shock was subsided. With this minimum wage increase, Barnaby has finally fulfilled the last of the campaign promises made during his 1523 campaign trail. Whether or not he manages to accomplish his 1527 goals remains to be seen. With that, we conclude our hourly business report. Next up, the latest in entertainment news. Without a doubt, I still find it strange. Everything strange. Bizarre. Really, if these worlds were nothing like my own, at least then I could appropriately flip out. But no, they're similar. Too similar. I keep slipping into a feeling of normalcy, only to have that sensation of strangeness slap me across the face at the first sight of something weird. There are plenty of weird sights around to do so too. Like, for instance, these advanced-looking televisions in this decrepit-looking building, which I can only assume is an electronics store. They're the first thing I've seen since arriving in this world that actually looks somewhat new. Fancy, even. Up until now, everything has been old, ramshackle, and in various states of disrepair. Makes me feel very nervous. It's just so profoundly disturbing. Will I ever get used to this? I think that I will, some year or decade from now, if my mentor is any indication. Look at him, standing there so aloof, as if this were just another day to him, which, yeah, I suppose it is. Well, what do you know? Nothing. Who's Cyrus? Oh, probably this guy. Probably this one? Winter. Oh, dang, it's a girl. Okay. I need to think of a girl voice. Yes? Sure, let's go with that. What do you think? Think? About what? Oh, that voice sucks. About what we just saw and heard. Hey. To be honest, I wasn't really thinking anything about it. Winter, we've only just started. Please try to focus. No! What if I don't want to? Can't make me? Oh, of course, just exact opposite. Yes, yeah, I will. Sorry. It's just, well, I'm still finding it a bit hard to wrap my head around the idea of destructive conflict. Well, of course. I was the same when I first started out. There aren't that many examples of conflict at all in our world. Right. Why? What? You might even find it surprising that war is actually a word in our dictionary. Totally. Yet still. Winter, you'll come to understand conflict very well. Don't worry. After all, you'll be doing nothing but dealing with it. I don't like conflict. It's not that great. Well, anyway. Yeah? You read the material on this world, right? Should have been your homework. Oh, am I in school? Dang. It was. Then tell me what you think. Perhaps it's time to admit that I didn't spend much of last night reading the material, so much as turning the pages and glancing at them. I was tired and honestly found watching the bubbles in my soda significantly more captivating than the words on those files. And the way they merge with each other and crawl at the glass is really incredibly pretty. You're certainly pondering rather hard there, Winter. You must be whipping up a dazzling answer. Brighton is poor. That's a fact, Winter, not a thought. Sorry, what I think is... I think... nothing! Look what I've learned so far in class. Doesn't seem to be particularly applicable to this world, so I'm finding it a bit difficult to care. How can I care? Anyway, besides all of that, this is all so disconnected from me. Plus, it's only my second world, for heaven's sake. I'm still flummoxed, but what the fuck? I'm still son of it. I'm still flummoxed by the fact that other worlds exist. Flummox, I have no clue what that word is. It's a minute, I'll get back to you when I look that up. Okay, and I'm back. I was apparently mispronouncing that. Butchering it, actually. The word is flummoxed, and it means to be confused. Yep. That's what I mean. Learn something new every day. What am I supposed to think when they just toss me into these places, give me a pat on the back and say, be on your way, merry child. You can make the best of the bad situation. I don't do that, but you could. Actually, here's a thought. What kind of name is Brighton? I don't know. It's a stupid name for a country. Sounds more like a town. The town of Brighton. Population? 40. Ugh, blah. I'll scream blah at Cyrus. And any other mentor who questions me like this. What type of a student am I? I mean, I won't, but I would. I completely, totally, and so would. For now, though, an awkward and wobbling smile is all I can muster. Blah. Well, whatever. What do you think the next step is? Alright, cool it, Winter. Just remain calm and generally consider this question. The next thing to do, we need to learn things that weren't given. Right. Sir, I couldn't ask my last mentor, why are the dossiers we get before we come to these places so thin? Well, it's because they are simply comprised of first-hand information, noteworthy things that mediators have gathered through observation and gleaned from prior trips to the world. You're lucky you even have that much. Sometimes you get sent to worlds that have never been visited before. Let me tell you, it's never fun when a surprise dragon flies out from behind a mountain, or when you realize that the person you've been talking to is really just a convincing projection, or worse, a robot. And once you start going into systems that threaten your definition of what being a world even means, good luck. Then again, only experienced mediators have to deal with such things. You won't be going to any unvisited worlds, at least definitely not yet. Oh, another question. Why revisit worlds that have been helped? I mean, once order is in place, everything should be fine, right? I mean, yeah. Cyrus frowns, but his expression seems more complicated than that. That's the same expression he's been wearing this entire time. It's just his face. Yeah. I say that because his frown isn't alone. In his eyes, there's a glint of irritation directed at no one in particular. Is that what that is? That white stuff right there? Is that irritation? Well, she has it too. As any glint, it's gone in a second, replaced by another thing that I can't quite decipher. You're looking away. Why are you looking away? You were looking at her earlier. Part of me is curious as to what it is, but most of me doesn't care. Here's the short answer. Because chaos cannot be contained or removed. Really? Although it can be lessened by us. It will rise again over time. Sir? Are you saying there's a point to anything? No. Chaos is not inherent— whoops, that's the wrong voice. Chaos is not inherently bad, Winter. It is the means by which all worlds are born and continue, even ours. Furthermore, it is this spark of evolution. It plays a key part in those mutations which allow life to grow and improve itself. However, for life to succeed, there must also be order. It's like, it's like how cells must work together and organs must serve their purpose. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. This is really long conversation. So, I'm just going to stop it in the middle. Watch the next episode to find out what happens next. That is the corniest thing I have ever said. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you really feel like it. I will see you guys. Well, no, I won't see you guys. We'll continue this later.